Right, okay, we're back. Hopefully people can see the draft. It's saying yes, okay, it's back. Okay. Spam it. Back. I can hear furious typing.
Oh yeah, I'm just typing something.
He's typing negative things about my channel. What a monster! What a monster!
How much I talk.
Wait, so why isn't he silent then?
Wait, what? Wait, sorry, huh?
Why isn't he silent then?
Why is it who's silent?
Well, he was saying that you were typing what he was saying, so I was like, hold on, why isn't Vic silent then?
Oh.
Almost finished typing back in every single fucking Discord League server that I spammed this in. And that makes 5. Whoop, whoop. I'm not actually competing in all 5. I think I'm only competing in 3. Some sexy face reveal. I hope you're all happy about that. You got to check out the beard. You got to check out the backdrop behind me. Fun.
We're gonna do another video roasting you.
Woo! Yay! Roast me. Roast my beautiful chops. Right, so
roast your Pokemon skills.
Yeah. So dropping right back into the show, word life grabbing Entei. Oh, the heat. Oh,
we're not talking about Porygon 2 because I thought the stream didn't catch that. Did the stream catch Porygon 2?
Right. Stream, let us know. Did you catch the Porygon 2 chat, or did you want us to go back over Porygon 2? Let us know.
Did you guys hear about Porygon 2 chat?
Nope. Kinda. Don't think so. Half of it. Right. We'll go back over Porygon 2 then. Okay, yeah. So, Damage, let us know. Porygon 2, what you think?
So, Porygon 2 is a really annoying mod to deal with. And Pales at the moment does have okay answers to its fighting type weakness in Bulu and the Lone Marowak. One con that I hear about Porygon 2 is that it is susceptible to status. And at the moment, I don't think this team has a cleric, which sucks for it. Other than that, I think I'm fine with Porygon 2 here. What else do you guys think?
It's quite nice. Obviously, knockoff weakness is coming in a little bit now for this team, but obviously, it's quite nice. You know, hold on, he's not the team that's Ghost Week. Yeah, basically, kind of like it slots onto his team. It doesn't really benefit it, but it doesn't hinder it either. It's kind of it's there. It's a good kind of standalone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good standalone wall.
Yeah, that's that is it for Porygon 2. Right, back to the Entei. Let us know.
This is a pretty good amount to round out a fire water grass school year.
It's scary.
Entei does hit Electrum Truck with Adamant Bandit, Sacred Fires. It has access to priority, which is always nice.
Yeah, I believe Sacred Fire has a 50% chance to burn, right?
That is correct. Yep.
Oh, that is just absolutely cruel. My God. But yeah, I like it. It's fairly bulky. Gets the pressure. You can't use inner focus, I don't think, which kind of sucks. But you know, pressure's nice. You know, bulldoze, E-speed, flare blitz, stone edge. You know, the use.
Yeah. That's not over. has under base speed, so that is another mon that reaches that speed tier, which is always nice.
That is always nice. That is always nice. Hold on. You guys chat about Shaman. Oh, fuck me. And the camera just died again. Oh, no. And it's back. Cool. Right. I'm a.
Still hear us, right?
Yeah, they can still hear us, and the camera is back now.
Right.
DK's like, oh, no, not again. DK's like, oh, no, not again. But okay, go. Shaman, go.
Okay, so yeah. So after Entei, we have blindness pick of the Swindon Swifts, picking Shaman as a second RU pick, and Shaman, like the last coach does have his one out the Firewater Grass Core. Shaman is a pretty solid mon. It could be run bulky or offensive because of its base stat line of 100 across the board. And it is a pretty good breaker with Seed Flare, with that chance to harshly lower speed death, which is for breaking teams provided that it lands. This mon also provides another ground immunity, which this team appreciates.
It's not good. Like has good recovery with rest and natural cure combination.
Rest for natural cure or synth, which is always nice. What else is there?
I guess Healing Wish, which is quite nice because then you get to fully heal something in the back.
It's really nice for Messiah's offensive threats. It has decent coverage and Earth Power, Psychic, and Air Slash, which is always nice.
According to Hamana, this mon is overrated.
What? Overrated?
Yeah, it's overrated.
It is a little overrated, just because I mean, in the few league dogs, it has been seen in tier 2, and recently, like looking through some league dogs myself, I've seen it move down to tier 3, and for good reason.
Yeah, I think I've probably placed it in tier 3 quite a lot, and there's only really one weirdo that I know that likes this mon.
Yeah.
But
guys or G's?
What's that?
G's or is that his name? Remember, guys has this as a mascot as well.
Oh yeah, that weirdo has it too. I was talking about Vic. Goddamn, that weirdo. Yeah, honestly, I started liking this draft, and now I'm not as keen on it. Like, I'm not a fan of Shaman. I'm not really a fan of the Mantine pick. The Darmana Town was a little weird.
For me, Mantine and Shaman are fine, just because it is a nice mon to round out the Firewater Grass Core.
I mean, they're great mons. It's just
that's the standout weird one. Just because, why would you want to have Infernape and Darmanitan in the same team? Just because they do similar things. They're offensive fire type powerhouses.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like they're good mons. Like, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, it's just personal bias.
Okay,
I'm not,
personal bias.
I'm not gonna like shit all over the team. You know, it's personal bias at the end of the day. So,
all right.
Hold on. Which team did we say should draft Kofagrigus? Because if it was Zombie, he actually went ahead and did that.
Did somebody say? Did somebody say that?
I said for a team. I'm not sure if it was this team or...
Someone said that they needed to draft Kofagrigus.
I think it was me.
Interesting. So, tell us why. Why did this team really appreciate Kofagrigus?
Not anymore now. I was gonna say
honest,
room, but like he's Jolteon now.
To be fair, he can still utilize Trick Room with Hooper U and Mega Mawile. I mean, come on. Those two now outspeeding everything? Like,
this team does have some pretty good Trick Room elements in that Hooper Unbound and Kofagrigus can set up Trick Room in their own and potentially break from there. I mean, to me, this team doesn't look like it relies on Trick Room. And honestly, I personally don't like teams that are built around Trick Room, just because Trick Room by itself doesn't really last for very long.
Yeah, it doesn't last for very long. It's easily counterable. Plus, one taunt basically stops your entire draft style, which you don't really want in a league.
Either taunts are like a faster Roar or Whirlwind, because fun fact, Trick Room has negative priority, and if you use Roar or Whirlwind on a mon that's using Trick Room, if the mon has a higher base speed, then that overrides the Trick Room, and the mon's just blown away.
Well, the more you know. The more you know. That's actually pretty interesting to know, actually.
Yeah, the more you know.
Fun little tidbit. Right, let's see what DK grabbed. DK is my nice little fun element, and he grabbed Swellow. Swellow! I like this. This helps with the ground weakness that he had. It's nice. It gives him a nice higher speed tier than what he had, because obviously Heracross, Chandler, Gator, they're not the quickest. Obviously now Swellow, I believe Swellow's what, 110?
What? Wait, we're talking about speed?
I thought 113.
If we're talking about speed, it's 125 actually.
Oh wow, okay, blow this out the water.
Yeah, the mon's really fast. It's just, unfortunately I think this mon base 73 special attack. Let me see. Base 75 special attack. However, it does have Scrappy Boom Burst going for it, which is pretty nice overall.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Definitely a lovely, and because it's Boom Burst, so it goes through subs as well, because it's a sound based move, which basically means that Boom Burst is hitting whatever comes in or whatever's already in. So it's a nice mon to hit, but at the same time, it's only really got 2 sets.
Yeah, it only has two sets, and potentially both of those sets can be walled with the right steel type. Because honestly, when it comes, I mean, the Guts Facade set is walled by steel types in general, and Specs Swallow only has Heat Wave to hit steel types. And if you got a steel type that doesn't mind taking fire type moves, aka something like Heat Track, for example, then yeah, Swallow can't really hit that hard. Swallow does give him a fast pivot, which can let mons like Heracross, Drill, Mimikyu in safely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It does get a nice kind of move set, but it's just the lackluster attack really hurts it.
That is true.
Right, let's see what has Skeff got for us today. Skeff has for us Donphan. I like this. I think this works with this team.
It's pretty good. Like this, this is one of those solid mons that can set up rocks and remove them pretty reliably. And I have learned, like just through checking mons and my experience with draft format, and that mons that set up rocks and remove them are actually kind of rare. And Donphan is pretty reliable in that aspect.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, Dr. C3 is in the chat. Don't worry, Doc, you can get a prime stream tips from here. Oh, never had mistakes.
What's also nice about Donphan is that Donphan also has a pretty respectable attack stat, and 110 something, I forget.
I think it's 115 or 113.
120 attack. So
120.
You can run this offensive if you want.
He's got priority as well of Ice Shard, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and Donphan also has access to knock, which can hit ghost types that aim to spin block.
Oh yeah, definitely. Doc also put in the chat, it clears the path for Victini and Kieran Black as well. Like it can really help get rid of mons that would otherwise wall them. And Gunk Shot. Yeah, okay. Donphan gets Gunk Shot.
Has access to Gunk Shot. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a nifty. That stops grass type switch. Well, it doesn't stop it switching in, but definitely makes you second guess it.
That's actually interesting.
Doc C3 throwing down the tidbits of knowledge.
I also just realized this does finally give him another hazard. I mean, he has Mega Absol as a magic bouncer, but honestly, I don't like to rely on magic bouncers when it comes to when it comes to the hazard game, it's just a bonus rather than something that's vital to hazard control.
Yeah, so a couple of things before we move on to Vic's pick. Donphan gets access to Play Rough as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, so he has access to Play Rough.
But the team apparently doesn't appreciate bulky water types, which, yeah, I can definitely see that.
You've only got Fusion Bolters and Kirby and Victini. The man would appreciate having an electric type.
Yeah, a nice electric or a nice like grass type would be quite nice for that team.
Yeah.
But a mon that is neither type. Segue. Vic drafted Rabombi for his team.
So this does give him a web setter, which is pretty nice.
Web setter, Quiver Dance user, Bug Buzz Bypasses substitute. Does give him a second fairy type, but then again,
does he have mons that are weak to okay, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, honestly, like this doesn't hurt his typings in any way, which is quite nice. I'm always a fan of picks that like don't hinder your draft. Season 2 MVP. Yeah, this thing did put in the finest of work, Season 2. It's a pity it can't kill Kieran Blacks, though. It's a pity. Can't get the job done.
No.
Yeah, Rabombi's fine.
Yeah, I like Rabombi. It is quite quick, which is quite nice. Gives him kind of another mon higher than base stat 100 for speed.
This does kind of improve his speed a bit, just because this gives him a third mon that's over 100 base speed, which is pretty nice for him.
Yeah, this is turning into one of my favorite drafts. Honestly, like this is really nice. It's thought out well. I know that he did say that Torn was a random pick, but like everything else, like it's really like nicely well thought out. Like everything kind of adds at least some element to it.
Yeah.
Was Doc adding in that sticky web support for setup Necrozma and Mienshao. Yeah, Calm-Mind Mienshao is the new meta, Doc, by the way. Calm-Mind Mienshao is the new meta.
Feels like maybe a Calm-Mind mix.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what the power. Raichu's going to end out the 8th round with Nice. Does that complete? It doesn't complete a core, but it does give him that really nice water type.
The man would still need a fire type to complete that core, but this does give him a rocker. Yet another rocker, which is pretty nice. Water grounds in general are pretty nice in draft format, just because, I mean, even though it only lets that 4 times weak to grass, you can definitely build around it, and so that grass weakness is a non-issue, which apparently this team has, because the team has mons like Mega Scizor, Togekiss, and Serena.
Catch this bounce from a Seismitoad.
Not this as well. Not, oh my god.
It gets a bounce.
Oh man, this is why I love Liam here.
Because I just do all the fun things.
Yeah, you bring out the unorthodox side of these mons. But yeah, no, I really do like it. It wasn't exactly like he had a grass weakness, so this isn't exactly like hindering anything. Really, it's a nice like sturdy mon. Obviously, it gets stuff like Sludge Wave, which is quite nice for grass types. You know, kind of helps. He's not weak to Fairy, but at the same time, he's kind of his only check to Fairy is like Scizor at this point. So it gives him a kind of nice thing that can kind of put him in check.
He's still weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps out. So with the overlay and people in the chat, you can contribute to this as well. Please do not feel oppressed. You everyone who's listening right now, give us your thoughts on your favorite mon of round 8. I think mine. Kofag. Yeah, I have to agree with that. Kofag's really nice this round.
Toxic Spikes.
It gets access to Toxic Spikes. That's correct. For me, I like the Entei and the Shaman, and also the Donphan. I like those picks.
Yeah, those are nice ones. Those are nice ones. Definitely solid picks. Vic likes the Kofag. Yeah, nice. And Dr. C3's agreeing with you, Damage, with either Shaman or Donphan. And DK likes the Rabombi. Yeah, Rabombi is definitely like top 3 picks this round, I feel like. Definitely.
Yeah, Rubambi's nice.
Yeah, definitely nice. Right, Raichu, you are leading us into the final round of RU. What did you grab? Da-da-da-da-da-da. It didn't time it well. Damn it.
After
Gudra!
I have to head.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
That's cool. It's cool. So Gudra being picked. So this completes his Fairy Dragon Steel Core. A really nice, like, specially defensive monster.
This is This is a really solid mon. Really good special tank. Gives him another grass switching because Sap Sipper. And the mon actually hits pretty hard as well because the mon has some solid coverage, and if I recall, its attack stats are pretty solid. Yeah, it has base 100 and base 110 attack stats, so you can run the option of running the specs or band set along with AV.
Yeah, honestly, I used this in Season 2, and it was so good to use. Because it gets moves like Earthquake, Power Whip, Rock Slide. It gets a wide variety of moves that no one really knows either, for God's sake. Like this thing, I enjoyed using this thing, and I hope Raichu gets as much joy as I did.
Also has access to like moves like Sludge Bomb. You got Thunderbolt, Thunder and Ice Beam, of course.
Thunder, Blizzard.
Speaking of ice moves, this does make the 4th Mon weak to ice.
That is actually true.
So I know he's got a Sizzle there, he's got a Track there, he's got Seismitoad there.
Terrakion doesn't resist ice; it's only neutral, so he only has Mega Sizzle as a resist.
Does Seismitoad not resist, or is it neutral against ice?
It's neutral because it's part ground.
Oh yeah. So he needs to pick up a ice resistance, but that's probably the only thing wrong with his team right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait, what was his hazard control? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's gone in the hazard control department, and speed-wise, he's alright just because he's got a few mons over 100 speed. Personally, at the moment, the fact that his speed only caps to Raikou is only a tad bit concerning, but that's just me personally. Like I like my cap to be at around 120 plus, just because although 115 is fast, it's not the fastest thing in the world. But again, that's just me.
Yeah, to be fair, there are some very quick thing in NU, so hopefully he can kind of repair that speed gap in NU. So, Vic, what did you grab last in IU? Let's take a look. Ooh, Linoon. Okay, I see you. I see you. So this is I don't know. This pick could be quite nice, I reckon.
I was actually talking to someone, and apparently in draft leagues, someone told me that Linoon is basically the draft league pub stomper. It's like if you, it's like he told me that if you're going up against people who don't know what they're doing, Linoon could just 6-0 teams by itself.
Yeah, I can see that. So Vic confirmed 6-0 Ixie. Confirm. Actually, no, wait. Ixie has like 6 ghost types. He's fine. Or Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is a thing. Shadow Claw is a thing. And Seed Bomb. And obviously this thing also gets Stomping Tantrum.
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm missing something. That's the one. Yeah, it gets Trick as well.
Let's true spin Linoon with Trick, alright.
DK adds in Belly Drum can be stocked with Fake Out more times than not. And Dr. C3 added that this thing gets Play Rough as well.
That is true. It gets access to Play Rough.
That is it's a nice pick. I like this.
Yeah. It's pretty alright. It's like it's that kind of mon that that teams would have to prep for. Like try to get mons that are pretty decent stops to this thing. Because if they don't, then Linoon just 6-0s.
Okay, look at this picture. Schiphonic grabbing Decidueye, but look at that power. Look at that thing. Oh.
Let's see here.
Decidueye looking strong, dude.
Yeah, this let's see. This rounds out his Firewater Grass Core. This gives him another form of hazard removal, which is nice. With three hazard removals. as removers. That is pretty nice. This gives him defense type, so he can spin block now.
Gives him a nice fighting resist. Well, fighting immunity because obviously it's ghost.
Fighting immunity, that is correct.
That is a U-turn, roost, sword stance. It can lock things in with spirit shackle, which is quite nice.
That is true.
If you want to be that guy, you can do a nasty plot baton pass.
Oh, you dirty bitch. Oh god.
Right.
Oh god. Imagine nasty plotting into a Scarf Porygon Z. Oh, and Omni Boost is not allowed.
Yeah, Omni Boost is not allowed.
Oh, that is dirty. Oh, I need a shower. Right, moving on quickly. Oh god.
Yeah, this is also pretty nice, just because now that he has a ghost type, he does some means to hit bulky waters. Of course, he still needs the electric type, but yeah, it's pretty good.
So, K Rock Dust, dude, you're so weak to ground, it hurts.
I mean, this is further emphasizing that DK is just going on the hyper offensive plan. Like he's got the man's not only got a suicide lead in drill, but he also desk, and it is a pretty decent suicide lead. Like,
oh yeah, definitely, especially with his special Z move as well.
Yeah, like when I see this team is just I just see games are gonna last no less than 20 turns, maybe no less than 25 turns. Games are fast.
Yeah, he's definitely not exceeding the 30 turn, which obviously, you know, like other people haven't exceeded the 30 turn list, but at the same time, you know, like this team, it just screams kind of hyper offense.
Yeah.
You know, that may work. That may work. It is a legitimate playstyle. So, you know, he's kind of weak to anything that can be defensive in any way, shape, or form. But hey,
I mean,
if you want to continue on.
Oh god.
If you want to continue on.
Let's see. What's defensive then? What's gonna make us lose our minds? Hold on. I should click the down button. That'd be effective. Okay, I am definitely lagging. This is not fun.
Nice.
So let's take a look. So zombie drafted Snorlax. Oh,
Starlax. He's a good boy. Snorlax is a good boy.
He a good boy. He's having a nap right now, but he a good boy.
Yeah. So.
Hello.
Yeah, is he dead? Arcanine as that really good bulky fire. You got Life Score.
What did you say about Snorlax? Because your mic cut out.
Me? I said that with now that he drafted Snorlax, this team is looking more into really fat balance because he's got walls that basically aim to slow down the opponent's momentum with walls like Tangrowth, Arcanine, which is a pretty solid bulky fire. He's got a Gliscor, and he's got Snorlax, which can be a good defensive pivot as well as a sweeper with Curselax. And what I also like about Snorlax is that you don't have to restrict yourself to curse sets. Snorlax is a pretty good Assault Vest user, actually.
Assault Vest, he also gets Belly Drum, because why not?
Yeah, does this Belly Drum rollout?
Belly Drum rollout, please. Do it.
Jeez.
Do it for the memes.
Belly Drum wild charge.
Oh god, that'd be nice.
Wait, it's wall charge. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Dr. Seafag and Hooper can set Trick Room, and then these walls can hit hard. They can indeed hit very hard. It is quite scary. This just helps with a Trick Room team.
And that Hooper and Copper can set up Trick Room and break on their own.
Belly Drum self-destruct.
Nice. Nice.
That is, oh my god. So, moving on from whatever the fuck that is, Blind Messiah picks up Araquanid.
This is interesting.
So it is another water type, but it does give him a bug type, gives him a web user. This thing is fairly especially defensive.
That does different things. Like it does set up webs, which is nice for Coco, Megalop, Garchomp, Infernape, and Darmanitan, as well as Metagross to a certain extent, and also offensive Shaman. It is really nice as an anti-lead with Magic Code.
Oh yeah, I've seen Magic Code do the work.
You guys think electric types might suck for this team just because?
Well, with electric terrain there as well, I reckon you've got a point there. Electric terrain can be a downfall.
He does have Shaman and Garchomp as switch-ins, which is okay.
But Hidden Power Ice though. But what electric type doesn't have Hidden Power Ice though?
That's true.
Here, catch a stockpile.
Let's be honest.
That is true. I guess a team like this, an electric type would usually pack G.P.B.A.
Yeah, definitely. But it is a nice addition, though. It is a nice addition. I will give him that.
It's okay, I suppose. Oh yeah, I also realized this does give him another ground resist, just because, like, I mean, all of his RU picks are really good ground resist, which was pretty nice prior to RU.
That is pretty nice. So moving on, we got the Cheap Champ coming in clutch for Word Life.
Yeah,
I love this thing.
That's a meme going on in this league. Apparently, Tier 4 Machamp is too cheap in G.P.B.A. Even though I literally pulled it, and people still think it's Tier 4, but whatever. Anyway,
it's mainly because I ran house with it in Season 2, and Vic got all gutted.
I would imagine that would spiral out. I would imagine.
I mean, I think my Machamp utterly destroyed his Tapu Fini, which was really funny. It lived a Moonblast, then destroyed that boy with Thunder Punch. My proudest moments.
So yeah, Machamp is a pretty solid fighting type. Access to Guts and No Guard, of course. Those No Guard dynamic punches are pretty nice. It's a pretty decent Assault Vest user, actually, because it has a pretty nice HP stat, even though its def is a little lackluster. AV can help it. What else is there?
It gets Bullet Punch priority, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and it has good coverage with the elemental punches, and I think it has Poison Jab as well.
It does.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know this boy right here. I know this boy. Oh, he's beautiful. He is beautiful. No, he's really nice. He adds a nice fighting type to Word Life's team. Obviously, Word Life team is not the quickest, and Machamp doesn't really add speed in there, but obviously with priority in there, I mean, you could run him Scarf, but why the fuck would you?
The speed in this team is pretty alright. I mean, I guess compared to other teams, it's not the best, but the guy still has 4 Mons over 100 speed, and the way the speed is streaming down from Torrent T to Serp to Manaphy / Entei is pretty alright.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is leading into a pretty nice bulky offense team.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right, so Pales, what have you grabbed? Pales grabs Pangoro. Nice parting shot, Mon.
The first time I've seen Pangoro drafted ever.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh. It's like, the Mon has parting shot, and I'm pretty sure its attack stat as well as its 2 stabs are pretty threatening as hell. It's just so fucking slow.
Yeah, it is really slow. But honestly, like a Drain Punch from this hurts.
43. Let me see here. 58. Jesus Christ.
Oh, oh man. That is just
the team as a whole is pretty damn slow. Like, as fast as Mon is. He only has one Mon that's over 100 speed, and it's the only, and it's only. Oh jeez. And it's the fastest Mon in this team.
How is a Rock type his fastest fucking Mon?
I don't know.
God knows.
Tango gets outrage if that's stupid.
Oh, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. Speaking of cool, Starvin grabs the lovely little Drapion. I love this thing.
Oh, also, what mentioned this already, but Pangor has access to Parting Shot, which is okay.
One of the only redeeming factors about him. But
I mean, it is nice if you're like forcing a switch and then you Parting Shot on that switch, which is okay. But yeah, never mind. Moving on to Drapion.
Oh, I love this boy. This thing gets Ice Fang, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Knockoff, obviously, T-Spikes. Oh, I love this thing. I love this thing to death.
Yeah, this does give him a secondary poison type, but in this case, it's pretty alright, just because
they do fairly different things.
Yeah, they do. And Crobat is immune to EQ, which are ground type moves, which Drapion is the only thing that's weak to, which is nice.
And a lot of his mons are either weak to it or immune to ground. So obviously Jirachi, Mega Diancie, and Drapion hate it, but obviously Crobat and Rotom Heat are like immune.
What I also really like about Drapion is that this does give him a grounded poison type, which as a toxic spikes absorber.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it does give him a dark type, which is pretty nice overall, just because. I mean, Psychic, while not the most common offensive type, it's still a really good offensive type. So having immunity to that is all right.
Yeah, definitely. Although speaking of the toxic spikes in the anime, he uses toxic spikes to a fairly good advantage. Honestly, the anime is what made me love Drapion quite a lot. I know people aren't a fan of the anime, but at the same time, Drapion was a monster in the anime. Wiped like half of Ash's team on its own.
I mean, very common opinion, but the Gen 4 anime was the best anime in all Pokemon's run.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I will support that opinion 100%. It was the best. Apart from Buizel, he actually evolved his Pokemon. Not one, but 2 starters fully evolved.
Also, one question that I want to ask you guys, just because I have drafted Drapion twice in the past, and do you consider Drapion as an offensive breaker, or do you consider him as like a bulky bruiser kind of mon? Just because I have tried to run offensive Drapion sets in the past. It's just that 90 attack kind of sucks.
So one of the things that I used to use about Drapion, which was really nice, I used to go Z Acupressure. It's very much just one of those moves that works or doesn't work. I've had it work and not work. Honestly, it's fun though. It's really fun to use.
The only Drapion sets that I've ran that have done consistent for me is just AV or a Taunt Toxic set. That's all I've done.
Yeah, Taunt Toxic is quite nice. I beg of you to use the Acupressure. Please use it. You will fall in love with it. I guarantee it.
The only time I used Drapion was a defensive set against the Mega Beedrill. Only did half and I killed the Beedrill.
Yeah. So Drapion is nice for just being that, being a pretty good bulky bruiser with its typing and decent defenses.
Yeah, Dr. Seafreeze adding that Agility Sniper set can really break walls, and with a Scope Lens and Psycho Cut.
Interesting.
Ooh, bringing in the knowledge, my boy, boy.
Night Slash and Psycho Cut. That's actually pretty interesting.
That I actually might have to start using Drapion again.
That's actually pretty interesting. All right.
So Ixie's gonna round us off with finally. Not only does he get a fire resist, but he doesn't get a ghost resist. This doesn't resist ghost, does it? It is specially defensive.
This fight. Yeah.
Ground.
Yeah, good point. Now ground's an issue.
Ground type is an issue. However, this finally rounds out a Dragon Fairy Steel Core, which is pretty nice for him.
It is pretty nice, but I think he now has like the 4 most common types, and he's weak to every single one of them.
Well, let's see. I mean, let's see, Dragouti does offer a nice fire and electric resist. But let's see here. He is further weak to ground because Blade Dragoutis are in burst form. That's correct. With only Mandibus still steal. Yeah. Yeah, he is still a little bit weak to ground. He is still a little bit weak to. Let's see when it comes to electric. I think electric. I think he's okay with that now.
Yeah, fire. He's getting close to being done. Steeler, Celebi, and Doublade Hader, but obviously now he's got Dragouge, he's got Starmie. To an extent, he has Blacephalon.
Yeah, but back to Dragouge the Mon. It's a pretty good breaker with adaptability, and if I recall correctly, base 145 special attack.
I believe so. Can
just drop Dracos, and then everything will drop. Also has access to T-Spikes, and being a grounded poison type itself, can absorb T-Spikes itself.
It does get schooled, I believe, as well, which kind of helps with the ground types. I can't speak.
Does Dracouge have schooled?
It's
by the way, it
schooled in Muddy Water.
It only has base 97. I was completely.
That's a deficit. Damage. That is a deficit.
Yeah. Dragouti has access to Scald.
I knew it. Yeah, it is a nice one. It is a nice one.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid one.
So, everybody listening, what is your favorite pick in round 9? My heart goes out to Machamp and Drapion. Oh,
yeah. I like the Snorlax.
The Snorlax is nice. I will give you that.
I also like the Goodra as well.
Yeah, the Goodra's quite a nice pick. Let's see if anyone in the chat's gonna put forward their favorite pick.
Here, I have the head.
Right.
You're out.
So
yeah,
it seems zombie.
Enjoyed the last half. Bye.
Peace.
Later.
Ghidra. What is Ghidra? So zombie like Snorlax, Vix like Goodra. I'm a fan of the Drapion and the Machamp. DK actually likes his pick. Interesting. He's been basically admonishing his own draft for the entirety of this.
Oh.
But he likes it. So I believe Raichu's...
All right.
Yeah, so Raichu's going to lead us into NU, and his first pick is Harry... No, Ixie's going to lead us into NU. What am I talking about?
Ixie's pick.
So he grabs Hariyama. Interesting pick.
I mean, I've actually used Hariyama in helping out people with some mocks, and Hariyama is actually pretty decent because Hariyama has the bulk with its high HP stat and thick fat. You can actually it can actually be a pretty good assault vest mock. The Hariyama also has access to guts, so it's a nice status absorber.
Yeah, definitely. It gets priority as well with Bullet Punch, which is quite nice.
Bullet Punch.
Kind of, it can stop fairies a little bit.
Yeah, and also, on the thick fat aspect, this also does give him a pretty decent fire type switch in.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. This thing can be fairly bulky. Okay, I've muted the Discord server that was giving me notifications, so hopefully shouldn't be hearing any more of those.
Hariyama is quite slow, and speaking of speed, like, speed wise, it's okay because Ixie does have 3 mons. Yeah, three mons. Oh no, wait. Sorry, he has 4 mons that are 100 speed or better. Nice. However,
it's either it's slow or it's quick. There's no in between with this draft.
Yeah, there is a little bit of the gap, Zero and Starmie, and also between Mega Gardevoir and what else is the fastest thing in this team? Mandibuzz?
Mandibuzz isn't quick. Celebi?
Yeah, it goes from Mega Gardevoir to Mandibuzz, does it?
Probably, actually.
So there is a few speed discrepancies there that his opponent can take advantage of.
Oh yeah, more than definitely. But speaking of slow mons, one of my personal favorite ground types, Piloswine, hits the field for Starvin.
This is actually a pretty solid mon.
I love Piloswine, and I know Vic loves Piloswine as well.
Like the mod itself can hit decently hard just because it does have base 100 attack and has ground and ice stab combination, which I mean most mons can't switch into reliably. It's a pretty bulky mon with EVO light and thick fat.
And thick fat gets rocks, ice shard, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gets like rock slide. Don't you dare, Carve. Don't I dare what, Vic? Tell the world that you lost to Piloswine twice? Consecutive seasons? Actually, no, it's 3 times. I believe it's fucked you 3 times. It's got access to Stone Age. Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's pretty solid overall. I like it.
Yeah, well, for the people who's just tuning in for this first season, yeah, Vic has lost to me and Piloswine, I believe, 3 times.
Nice.
He does not have the best luck. I know for definite it's 2. I know for definite it's 2.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I like this pick. It's a really nice way to kind of start off NU.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So let's see what Pales has for us. Kling Clang. Okay. I mean, it's more of a ground weakness, but it's finally a steel type.
Clang is interesting. This is a steel type that doesn't provide much utility, more so offensive presence. And
I mean, shift gear is quite nice.
Shift gear is nice. However, from what I've seen, if I recall correctly, Kling Clang kind of struggles with breaking through opposing steel types. And
yeah, definitely.
The thing is, he does have Volcanion, and he does have the Lomeric, which is nice. And while he does have Mamoswine, it is hindered by Tapu-Bulu's terrain, which sucks. And also Quagsires Earthquakes to a certain extent. He also does have Pangara, which is also pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let me check something here. Yes, Mamoswine will work. He's got go. Yeah, this is a steel type that doesn't have that. And looking at his team, he is lacking in defoggers. Because he only has Volcanion, which is a niche offensive defogger. If you want to defog on an opponent's switch in, and One Wash, which is a solid defogger, but unfortunately that's it.
Yeah, which means obviously he can't really have his own hazards if his only removal is defog. So it basically means that they can bring hazards, and it basically either locks hazards onto his own side, or it means that his opponent basically gets free removal.
Yeah, that is true.
Stomping, according to Zombies, Stomping Tantrum Memo can get around terrain, but it's still bad.
Oh yeah, Mamoswine does. It does get access to Stomping Tantrum. I forgot about that. That is kind of nice, I guess. I mean, unfortunately, you are limiting yourself to a weaker ground type move. But that is true. Mamoswine can work around that.
It can work around that. It can work around that. Right, let's see what Word Life grabbed up. I'm excited for this. I'm no longer excited for this. It's Miltank.
I've grabbed this one like 2-3 times. I like Miltank. I like Miltank a lot.
I hate this thing so much.
It's Miltank has 3 solid abilities in Thick Fat, Sap Sipper, and Scrappy. So it can either be a really good defensive pivot with as a grass immunity, or a solid fire and ice switch in, but it can also be it can also hit pretty hard with Scrappy. And if I recall correctly, this thing has 100 attack. Let me check. No, base 80 attack. I guess it's not. Okay, so I guess it's not hitting things hard outright, but it does have access to Curse.
Yeah, very definitely. I may or may not have lost to this thing back in Season 3 with Word Life using it, so I wish good luck to every UCL player, because he is a bitch with this thing.
Yeah, and this does give him another rocker, which is pretty nice.
That is really nice.
World Life is definitely he's definitely good in the hazard control department because he's got four rockers, toxic spike setter, and the guy has 1, 2. Oh wait, so far the guy only has 2 defoggers, which might be a little bit lacking, maybe. I mean, he's got Serp as a defogger, but usually you don't run that thing with defog anyways. But yeah, so far for the most part, his hazard control is almost solid.
Yeah, he has got a really good one. Someone actually pointed out earlier in the chat that I forgot to read out that Manaphy does get a U-turn. So technically he does...
It can pivot. It can pivot U-turn.
It can pivot, which is quite nice. And Vic has very kindly pointed out that, yes, Clefable did help World Life utterly annihilate me in the Season 3 match. But that's all in the past. We're just going to gloss over that. And DK says, oh boy, Carb, I'm going to shame you on my pick. Get ready, my dude. Okay. I'm now excited for DK's pick. But before that, we got Blind Messiah's pick, who has scooped up another fighting. That's 3 fight. What? Why?
Oh.
Why does he have 3 fighting types?
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Why does he have 3 fighting types? Hold on, and all 3 of his fighting types have fake out.
That's nice. Now that you mention it, the fact that he has 3 fighting types, bird spam kind of sucks for this team.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my god, yeah.
Because he's only got Coco and Metagross as resistance, and the guy has like 5 mons weak to fight. Megalopony, Infinite, Hitmonlee, or Aquan and Shaman. Yeah, bird spam sucks for this team. Psychic spam sucks because he doesn't have a dark type. But wait, let me see his resists.
I mean, he's got Araquanid, he's got Metagross. I think that's it.
I mean, Araquanid doesn't resist Psychic.
Oh, does it not?
But I mean, Araquanid does threaten it. But yeah, the guy's weak to bird spam. The guy's weak to Psychic spam.
So Xatu, basically.
I mean, I guess.
Because it gets Heat Wave as well, so it deals with Metagross and Shaman.
Hitmonlee, what Hitmonlee does provide for the team is that it does give him a spinner. It does give him another form of hazard removal in that I think the only reliable form of hazard removal was Mantine. Because, I mean, although you can run default Coco, it's a little bit niche. And the Araquanid with Magikarp is more like more of an anti-leap thing. Like, I mean, it's like it doesn't guarantee that hazards will go on your side of the field later on. But yeah, Hitmonlee is nice as a spinner.
It's nice as a spinner. He did need a spinner, but 3 fighting types, my dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, you're better than this. The first half of his draft was so good, and
the first half of his draft was pretty good. Like a lot of speed, a lot of offense, but now it's just we're seeing type tendencies. We are starting to show. It's kind of it's starting to be a little meh.
Yes, we've got Zombie up in here. He's finally completed his 5-watt grass core in the lovely Blastoise. Really nice spinner, really nice defensive. This thing gets counter, and I learned that the hard way.
Counter and mirror codes.
Yeah, I learned counter the hard way because he packed enough defense to live a Horn Leech from Bulu, and he annihilated me back, which was really fun.
What's the Horn Leech from Bulu? I'm assuming that was a defensive Bulu that you were running.
No, I think it was like max attack, but he ran like max HP, max defense, and he may have.
The fact that Blaster lived to Blue's Horn Leech is actually kind of astounding, actually. But yeah, Blastoise is a pretty okay bulky water. I mean, it does have utility in spin. However, one of the drawbacks of Blastoise is that it doesn't have access to reliable recovery, which sucks.
Yeah, it does. In that sense, it does. I mean, yeah, I don't think there is actually. Like, does he get Aqua Ring? Well, it's sorted. Aqua Ring's fine. OP. You know, make this thing of you.
It's like Blastoise. I mean, yeah, for Blastoise to stay around, it does require wish support, and technically he does have wish support in Jolteon, but you're usually not gonna anyways. But yeah, overall, like typing wise, this does run out the fire water grass car, and it is pretty okay. Just it's kind of bulky and it does provide a little utility.
Yeah, I like this. I feel like it does fit his draft card well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's D time. What's he got for me? Oh, come on, laptop. Show me what the DK has. This is like the worst. This is. Oh, hello. DKY.
All right, okay, you got it. All right, so yeah, Vikavolt is the next pick, which is interesting.
I like Vikavolt. I mean, it kind of helps with his ground weakness because obviously Energy Ball, it's got Levitate, which is quite nice. So I may or may not in the last season have set up Trick Room against Vic, and then he decided to abuse me with it with fucking Vikavolt.
Nice.
So so lesson learned: never set up Trick Room against a Vikavolt.
It is starting to become a little bit, but given that the aim is a little bit hyper offense, I guess that's fine. But what's a little bit interesting is that Vikavolt in a team like this, which just aims to just hit things very hard and move first, looks like I don't know this. In a team like this, Vikavolt is a little bit of an odd choice, just because the aim of the team is just to have fast mons hit really hard, because you got Swallow and like Dust and Drill and MQ, but then you have mons like Vikavolt, which I mean, I guess Vikavolt can be a decent defensive pivot, just because I have seen sets in the past where like Vikavolt runs like Roost and stuff like that and Volt Switch, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm not sure if Vikavolt kind of fits with the whole archetype of this team.
Yeah, there are definitely. I'm just gonna say there are better electric types in NU. I could probably have maybe done Vikavolt's job better. I mean, Vikavolt does hit like an absolute truck.
Definitely.
I feel like there probably was better additions to his team.
Oh yeah, one thing I did forget to say is that it does have access to agility, which is okay for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. After just destructive. Oh, bless you. So Finate, what you got for us? He's got Silvally.
Silvally's pretty decent. It's a pretty good defogger. The move tutors from Ultrasun up.
I mean, it caused a bit of drama in the draft, but we won't go into that. But it's really nice. Parting shot, base. Is it base 105 across the board?
No, it's base 95 across the board. It's not that good. Silvally's not that good.
Silvally. No, it's nice. He gets like parting shot, gets like Thunder Wave, Flamethrower, T-Bolt, Ice Beam. It gets a wide variety of moves. Obviously, you can make it any type you want, which is really nice for a draft.
One of the cons of Silvally is that it doesn't have full reliable recovery, but given that he has a solid Wish Passer in Sylveon, that's actually pretty good for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Sylveon's a nice Wish Passer for it, and I feel like Silvally can do quite well. Kind of, parting shot out, can really kind of change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, this is looking pretty fine, and I mean, I guess technically you can say that Steph did get his electric type in Silvally, but yeah, he still needs another break bulky waters. He does have Decidueye now and Silvally electric technically, but yeah, he still needs a little bit more.
Yeah, he does need a little bit more, but Vic decided to grab parting shot as well, scooping up a Alolan Persian.
Alolan Persian?
Yeah.
I really like this mod.
It is a good mod. I like Fur Coat. I like the parting shot. Power Gem, Dark Pulse, Nasty Plot. It's got a nice amount of stuff. You all right there?
Yeah, but yeah, I really, I'm alright. It's among most of the Pokemon out there because it's one of the few mons that has access to Parting Shot, and it's a really fast that speed. So it's like the fact that it has access to like Taunt and Toxic is that it can be a really good anti-lead for bulky rockers, and just Toxic is also fine for it. And also, if you want to have a little bit fun with one person, to Technicians, so you can pull up freaking Technician Icy Wind shenanigans because it does have access to Icy Wind. But yeah, Alolan Persian, a pretty solid mod. For is pretty solid in Parting Shot. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Sorry, no, I was fixing the screen, the whole fucking logo thing again, but it is back. It is back, which is good. But yeah, I like Alolan Persian. It's got nice speed, it's got nice defense, especially with Fur Coat. Yeah, solid. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Raichu, finishing off the first round of NU. What do you grab? Scrafty. Ooh, interesting.
Scrafty's pretty alright. I mean, it can be a decent defensive pivot with Intimidate, and it does have moves like Super Fang and Knock, I believe. And at the same time, it could be a pretty good sweeper with Dragon Dance and Moxie.
Oh yeah, definitely. This thing can put in the finest of work. You can definitely. You also got like Resto Chesto. You got Rest Shed Skin.
Oh yeah, Shed Skin. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that because obviously oh, it's a physical attacker. Just Will-O-Wisp it. Like you can't Will-O-Wisp it. It's got Shed Skin. Have fun with that. And then suddenly you've relied on Will-O-Wisp and he set up like 3 Dragon Dances, and now you're fucked. Right, so
this is a second fighting type, but oh wait, I forgot this is part dark. So yeah, this also does give him a dark type. So which gives him a second community, which is always
honestly, I think like this does a different job. Well, it doesn't do like a massively different job to Terrakion, but it does differ in a way.
Do different things, yeah.
So it's not like he's grabbed like 2 months to do the exact same fucking thing. Yes, Scrafty is goat, Vic. Scrafty is goat.
Yeah.
So round 10 picks, people listening, and damage. Right, what is your favorite mons from round 10?
I really like the Yellow Persian and Meltank.
I like the Piloswine.
Yeah, but Piloswine's nice as well.
It's really nice. I feel like Piloswine doesn't get enough love. But a lot of people overlook it.
I've seen that thing float around tier 4 and tier 5. Just looking at lead docs.
Yeah. Whenever it's tier 5, I'm always like, right, how do I work this into my draft? Like, I'll rework the entire thing just so I can have it. So DK loves Vikavolt. Zombie likes Piloswine. Vic likes everything but Piloswine. I think someone's a little butthurt.
Nice.
So, right. So, Raichu leading us into the second round of NU. What are you grabbing today? Bless you.
Thank you.
He grabbed, a Selgor. Interesting. I like it.
Now, I did say previously that that Raikou was the fastest mon in the team. A Selgor does definitely help that in that 143 speed is one of the highest speed tiers you can get. In that although this does lead into a little bit of a speed gap, I guess in this case it's fine just because there's not many mons and you can reliably scarf that's over 115 speed. So I guess that's actually pretty fine in this case.
Yeah, Raichu has popped into the stream showing his love for a Selgor, and Zombie is only mimicking that love. Yeah, Cellgore's really nice. Obviously, you know, you can run it specs with like Bug Buzz, Focus Blast, Hidden Power Rock for those fire types, Energy Ball, Giga Drain.
I did mention that when you have mods that have blistering speed stats, you can actually afford to run modest or adamant on some mods. So you can definitely run modest specs on a Cellgore, and it could do decently. It's also pretty good as a suicide lead with spikes and T spikes. And if you're in the mood to meme, you can always go final gambit.
I think we're forgetting one very important move this thing gets, and that's final gambit. A very nice move, but remember, kids, when you use final gambit, you die first, and that's all I'm gonna say. So, right, Vic, what have you drafted for your second NU pick? Let's take a look. Ooh, okay, I like this. Electros, getting himself that electric type finally, and a nice levitate as well.
Electros, by itself is just a really solid mod. With the levitating electric, obviously it has no weaknesses, and Electros has pretty surprising coverage. Like it's got, of course it has T-Bolt, Flamethrower, Giga Drain, Knock, and both forms of pivot, which is U-turn and Volt Switch, but also it has interesting utility moves and Acid Spray and Super. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it is quite nice because it can be run special as well, can't it? Like, where did you?
It can be run special. It can also be run physical. Dragon Tail, Superpower, Wild Charge.
I think it gets like Drain Punch as well, which is quite nice.
Drain Punch, Aqua Tail as well. It also has access to Coil if you want to run a Coil.
Oi, Coil Electros. I like it. Yeah, it's nice. It gives him a type that he needed. Obviously, you know, he's not weak to ground in kind of any aspect. I think the only one that is weak to ground on his team is Heatran, and he has more than enough to encompass for that. So yeah, nice. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Right, let's take a look at Shit for Nape's next pick. What did he grab? He grabbed Hitmontop, a nice spinner.
Now this is a little bit confusing to me, just because he already has a spinner on Donphan. I personally don't think you need to, but I mean Hitmontop is still a pretty solid spinner and intimidate and pretty good defensive stats, so it can't take hits for days.
Yeah, it's a nice assault vest user as well, which is really nice.
Yeah,
living those special hits more. I mean, he does. What? I think he has like a fairly good attack stat as well, doesn't he?
Let me check. I mean, if I recall correctly, I don't think so, since I think it has 75. But let me see. Okay, it has base 95 attack, so it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's got like close combat hurts. I think like it gets like stuff like toxic. I think everything gets toxic. What am I talking about? You know, it is quite nice. I like this pick.
In my experience of drafting Hitmontop before, one of the things I don't like about Hitmontop is that it doesn't have access to knockoff. So
yeah, there's definitely a hindrance for it.
So Hitmontop is definitely easier to spin block. It's like if you want to hit ghost types, it's like you have to run Foresight and spin to get rid of hazards, which sucks. It's like the fact that you have to rely on Foresight.
Are you reading the chat right now? Because
no,
Zombie just pointed out saying, "Take that Foresight spin, Hitmontop heat."
Jesus Christ!
You basically said the exact same thing that he did.
Fun fact: Foresight spin is actually the small gun standard set for Hitmontop.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Although
you're gonna have to run Foresight to hit ghosts, which really sucks for it.
That is really true.
Another thing that I don't like, I think I'm pretty sure it's kind of setup fodder, just because, I mean, it doesn't have access to war stuff like that. So it's like one of the things I don't like about Hitmontop is that you can literally spin and, like, I don't know, maybe sub and just set up, and Hitmontop can't do shit to it.
Yeah, that is a good point. Although Vic does point out, who needs knockoff when you have Sucker Punch?
Wait, what?
He said, who needs knockoff when you have Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch, you said?
Yeah.
Sucker Punch is meh. I mean, it's like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to rely on the ghost type hitting you, and I did say that a ghost type running sub and some setup move is just basically setup fodder.
Yeah, that is true. That is exceedingly true. Right, DK, what have you grabbed? Leafy, ooh. Leafeon for his grass type. Finally completing that fire, water, grass. Cool.
This is actually Leafeon drafted ever.
I think it's fairly bulky and has a fairly good attack stat with Sword Stance.
It has a good defense stat, that is true.
You know, Sword Stance, Knockoff, X-Scissor, Leaf Blade.
Yeah, it's like even though it does have good defensive stats, it doesn't have the move pool to be a utility mon.
Oh god,
it's like the only stats that I've seen for is Sword Dance, 3 moves. Let me check Leafeon real quick. What do you have?
Well, according to Vic, it has everything that he needs. Like the only one. It's the only one who gets everything that he needs.
I mean, Leafeon does have grass. See.
Oh, that high 60% accuracy.
It's 55% accurate.
Okay, even worse.
It's like Leafeon does have access to where you see, which is nice for negating these. It has access to sense, so it does have recovery. I'm not seeing anything else, honestly. So yeah, it's like the only move that you would tend to run on it is just Swords Dance, 3 moves, and I mean, Grass by itself isn't really an amazing stab. Like Grass isn't a great offensive type.
It's not. It's weak. So I think it's one of the types with the most weaknesses.
Oh, definitely. But but I'm also saying that I'm pretty sure a lot of things resist Grass, like Poison, Bug, Steel, Fire, Dragon. Yeah, it's like Grass by itself isn't really an amazing offensive type.
Nah, that's really not. Right, so let's look at Zombie. What is Yuxi? I like this. This is nice. This it's another stealth rocker, it's a levitator as well. You know, U-turn as well.
Which is pretty decent.
Got the screens as well.
It also does that trick room because which is nice for some of its slow wall breakers. But again, I'll say that in my opinion, I don't think drafts by themselves should rely on trick room because trick room can only last for so long. I would much rather have just a mon, like drafts to have a mon that could set up trick room and break by themselves.
Yeah, this is true.
And with the Yuxi pick, it might seem that it might be that way. Just he only has 1 mon left, and his fastest mon, he only has 1 mon that surpasses 130 speed in Jolteon, and then the rest just drop down to 95s and below, which is
he needs something about 110, I think. I think like something around hopefully like 110 because if it's like 15 on one side, 20 on the other.
Yeah, 110, 115 would be nice. Yeah.
It definitely kind of needs a little bit more speed, but I like the pick.
Yeah, Uxie by itself is pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so Blind Messiah, how have you fucked your draft this time? Oh, Ditto. That's actually not terrible. Actually, that's not bad. What do you think about Ditto?
I actually kind of like Ditto because I like Ditto in the fact that it actually, in my opinion, it kind of indirectly makes your opponent afraid to bring setup because say you do bring setup mons and then your opponent, that's basically reverse sweep right there.
This is true.
But I mean, I've got nothing much else to say about that. It's pretty good.
I mean, honestly, you could probably run a defensive reconnaissance ditto where you basically just use it to find out what the other person's sets are, which is quite nice because often you can catch like a hidden move quite a lot.
The thing about that is Ditto has a really shit HP stat, and transforming doesn't really copy.
Because transforming doesn't copy it, does it?
Yeah, transform copies all stats and stat boost besides HP. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I guess Ditto is pretty nice for this team just because I guess one way to tackle a team with like Coco, Megalop, Garchomp, Infernape, and Darmanitan is basically just a single Dragon Dance or some mon that boosts speed to basically tackle that, but Ditto kind of prevents that, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. I like that. Right, so God, okay, which server's talking? Oh, I've got to mute my own server. Hold on. Right, so moving on to Word Life's pick, and he grabbed Mesprit.
I like Mesprit.
I like it. I like it. I don't think
it's like, I mean, oh yeah.
I think it's probably the Lake Guard least. I actually don't think I've seen it drafted like at all. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what it does.
Yeah, same with me. Like I think I actually did draft this thing once and it was okay. Like one of the things I do like with Mesprit being, well, actually, first off, I will say that I think the reason why Mesprit hasn't been really sought out in draft format is just because, given that Azelf and Uxie are more specialized, Azelf is better as an offensive mon, and Uxie is better, and Mesprit is just okay with both. But I will say what is nice, being the middle of the pack is that it does let your opponent feel like either a defensive Mesprit set or an offensive one, because Mesprit has a surprising special attack stat, and I believe 100 some special attack. Also, fun fact, out of all the late guards, Mesprit is the only one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty nifty. It's a nice little tidbit of knowledge right there.
What's also nice about Mesprit is that it also has access to Healing Wish, which is pretty nice for most of Warlock's offensive mon. The other Lake Guardians don't have access to.
No, I don't think so actually.
Yeah, Uxie doesn't have access to Healing Wish, rather Memento, and Azelf has Explosion as that kind of move that just dies for momentum. Excuse me.
Now I'm getting personal messages. God, leave me alone, people. I'm streaming. Gosh. Lol, voice glitches right about damage says something special about Mesprit. Yep, the game doesn't want you to. The world doesn't want you to say anything good about Mesprit, apparently. So instead, why don't you say something good about Gallade? Pales grabbing nice, strong Gallade.
Gallade, I mean, I'm not really too sold on this pick just because you already have Pangoro as your fighting type. So why? And also, wait, I think this team might be a little bit weak to the bird spam now that I'm thinking about it, just because. Let's see, Boo, Gallade, Pangoro. And let's see, and only Rune Wash. Nihilgo's kind of. Yeah, this is a little bit weak to bird spam. Because, I mean, he only has Rune Wash as a pretty good resist. And Nihilgo, when it comes to Brave Bird, Nihilgo has pretty shit defense. So it doesn't really want to switch into Brave Bird.
Yeah, that's true. But to be fair, like Gallade gets stuff like Ice Punch. You mostly see it Scarf because whilst it does have a decent speed, it's not really enough.
Doesn't Pangoro have access to Ice Punch as well?
It does, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just I'm just confused why.
Yeah, I think he probably should have just
delayed.
grabbed like a more like bulky psychic type, maybe. I mean, he might have been after one of the Lake Trio and got sniped. Like, you never know. Maybe. Right, Starving Pig at the Wellington Ho. What do you have for us today? That's the laptop takes years. Miss Magius. A nice, fairly quick ghost type right there.
I like Miss Magius a bit because it's a pretty good offensive Z user with nasty plot and a decent amount of coverage with power gem and Dazzling. It's also a pretty good. I mean, I guess it's an okay defensive pivot just because it does have okay HP, I think. And I mean, I know it has a good def stat, but Miss Magius has access to moves like Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Paint Spit Up, I believe.
Destiny Bond.
Yeah, Destiny Bond is also nice. And this also does give him a ground immunity, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, is it because of its wide move pool? It is a really nice Zmon, but you actually have to put the Zmon on it to be able to use Z moves on it. So
yeah, you would have to assign it as a Z captain. Which, looking at, I mean, I guess if we're talking about like U to NU, because one of the rules of this league is that you're allowed to have two Z captains, but one of them has to be OU, and then the
No, it's not one has to be OU. It's only one can be OU.
Oh yeah. Only one can be OU.
Yeah.
So it's like looking at UU and below. I suppose Miss Magius has competition with Robat and Rotom Heat most likely as a Z captain, potentially Drapion. But yeah, I like Miss Magius. I like its speed.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So Ixie rounding off round 11. What have you done? Cryogonal. Interesting.
Cryogonal, huh?
Gives him a spinner, which is quite nice. But you had to star me already.
This does give him an ice resist and a ground immunity, which I believe the team. I think in the past, I think we said the team might struggle with ground, and Cryogonal is a good answer to it.
It is a really good answer to it.
Let's see.
It's like Toxic Freeze Dry as well. It's quite nice.
This mon is one of the only mons in the game, I believe, that has access to Rapid Spin and Defog.
I guess both. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. Looking at weaknesses. I guess Cryogonal is pretty good for this team just because
it just kind of help out.
Because I think he's gotten pretty good answers to fire in Starmie, Dragalge, and to a certain extent Hariyama.
So someone just pointed out Ixie's rock resist is Doublade, which isn't coming because of Status Dealer.
Pretty nice observation. That is true. His rock, yeah, he doesn't really have much of a rock resist. I guess Hariyama, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it for rock. But hey ho. Right, so the summary of round 11, everyone playing at home. What is your favorite pick from this round? The Electros really sells the 16 for me.
I like the Eel, the Mesprit, and the Miss Magius.
Yeah, definitely some strong drafts. And a Selgor as well. I think I quite like a Selgor.
Oh yeah, Selgor's pretty nice.
And the picture just disappeared and then came back. I don't know what's going on with Google Hangouts, but it does not seem to like the stream at all. Vic likes a Selgor out of the draft. Who else? We've got 6-1 answer. Come on, lads. Pick up the pace, mate. Miss Magius. DK just loves that Pokemon. It is a good one. I will give you that, DK. It is a really good one. So we have been here for a while, but are people happy for us to go into the final round? Oh, let's get NU done with Ixie the final one. And someone else likes Ditto as well. I think Zombie liking Yuxi is a little biased, I feel. Because it's mainly his pick.
Yeah.
So, right. Ugh. I did click down on my D-pad, didn't I?
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I'm good. So, Ixie grabbed Incineroar. I like this. I mean, it's not a rock resist. It's actually a rock weakness. Actually, this
okay. I'm not okay. I like Incineroar the Mon. I don't like Incineroar in this team just because I mean this gives him a secondary fire type, and I suppose in this case it's fine just because the Supplement and Incineroar perform different roles, but this does make his rock weakness worse, and I think this makes his ground and maybe fighting weakness a little bit more apparent, but I'm gonna have to check this a little bit more.
Yeah, it does really just like start bringing out other weaknesses. In the sense, I mean, the Mon itself is amazing. You know, Fake Out, Intimidate.
It's really good. Like it's a really good bulky pivot with Intimidate and decent defenses to run a need set, while also being a pretty good breaker in Swords Dance with the Swords Dance set.
This is true. Also, Makahuri has pointed out that you guys should be happy. It's a ghost resist. That is true. It is a ghost resist.
Good point. That is a good point.
That's a good point. He finally has another ghost resist.
But honestly, I'm pretty sure he could have gone
anything else.
Honestly, a normal type would have been great here.
Full type really would have kind of brought the team round, I think, especially when it comes down to weaknesses. So let's see. Starving grabs Shuckle. That's gonna be fun to play against.
This is pretty interesting. Pretty good web setter for Mega Dancy, Zygarde, Breloom, Exploud, Miss Magnus. It's pretty okay.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I think this starts giving him a bit of a water weakness with mainly like Diancie, Rotom Heat, Pilus 1, and Shuckle. But he does have he's got Breloom, he's got Suicune.
I guess that's true just because I think, okay, yeah, I guess Suicune is his only, like, really good resist just because...
Yeah, because most waters have Ice-type moves, so...
Like, you don't want to switch Breloom onto...
Yeah, you really don't. But obviously, with the whole water types getting Ice-type moves as well, like, Zygarde can't really switch in either.
One thing I do like Shuckle is that it's like part of Shuckle is like this team kind of looks like sort of like a bulky offense team, sort of maybe balanced, but Shuckle does kind of just kind of opens that offensive avenue a little bit, just because Shuckle is usually ran as a suicide lead, and I guess Shuckle is pretty nice for webs, just because if I recall correctly, I think the fastest mon in his team is Mega Diancie. Yeah. Oh yeah. His fastest mon is only at 110.
Yeah, it's not very quick at all. Plus, to be honest, like with Shuckle, doesn't Taunt kind of ruin him?
I mean, you usually run it with Mental Orb just because it's like, even though Shuckle has really thick HP, its defense with its defenses, I'm pretty sure it can live most hits. So you usually run a Mental Orb on that.
This is true. Someone's making a bold prediction that Shuckle will get one Shell Smash sweep at least this season.
Nice contrary shell smash. Make sure the thing doesn't die. All
right. I see that. That's nice. Oh wait, no, it's Crobat. Crobat's his quickest thing.
Oh wait, was that Crobat? Okay, so I guess the team itself is still pretty fast.
Yeah, the team itself is pretty fast. Moving on to another fast pick, we've got Pales Reefer. Damn, this is rock weakness, dude.
Let's see here.
Well, marijuana.
To get on that takes half a rock. Does he have the removal?
No.
Really.
I mean,
like usually when I make draft plans that include like vocal ultras, I usually like to have like a lot of hazard removal just because they really need that support. So far, I'm always seeing a really good defogger, a really good and a really niche one, and that's it. So I don't know why Scyther.
I think he just wanted a bug type and a flying type. Did he have a flying type? No,
I guess he just wanted a flying type as well. I mean,
I'm assuming this was just like this was basically just for types, I think. Which probably. I don't fully get why he drafted him on just for types. I mean, it's not even like it's the best at its types either. I mean, if you wanted a flying type, I feel like there was like 90 different better flying types than you.
Maybe.
So at WordLife's final pick of the draft. Oh, my laptop started out so well. and then we hit RU and everything just went to shit.
Nice.
So apparently my laptop only works well for about 2 hours in a row. And then it just kills itself. Now it's taken ages. So if you want to start talking about the next one, go ahead, please. So we're going to be here for another hour.
Okay, so
Heliolisk.
Yeah, we have Heliolisk as WordLife's next pick after Scyther. And Heliolisk is a pretty good pick. It does give him an electric type finally, and it works with his speed tiers pretty well because this is his fifth mon that's like 100 and over base speed, which is pretty nice. Pretty good volt switcher, nice pivot. It can pivot out to threats like Manaphy, Entei, Machamp. Also, this does give him a second normal type. I'm pretty sure he has pretty good answers to it. Like, he's got Torrentine, Clefable, Nidoqueen, and Mesprit for fighting answers. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's covered his bases really well, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Plus, this thing deals with the ground. Well, not issue, but obviously there is like a few mons on this. But obviously this thing gets like surf. You can run rain dance thunder if you really wanted to. Like, why not?
When it comes to ground types, I'm pretty sure WordLife has gotten a sizable amount of answers like Torrentine, Hydreigon,
Mesprit as well. Yeah, he does have answers. He does have answers. We'll give him that. I think WordLife's probably got the strongest draft. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm really liking this draft.
The only thing that kind of annoys me about WordLife's draft is that like he is a good battler, but he only seems to use the same kind of draft and the same Pokemon a lot. Which like it's fine because obviously like you'll get like really good, comfortable, and confident with Pokemon, but at the same time like it becomes predictable.
I've seen Clefable, Surf, and Miltank in like season 3 of G.P.B.A. But is drafting those mons a habit for him?
Yeah, because I think I saw him in a different league, and he had like a lot of these Pokemon like kind of ring a bell for it. I mean, I could be mistaken, but I feel like whenever I think of WordLife, like these are the kind of mons that I think of that like he's drafted before.
Yeah, I guess that might be just a tad bit of an issue, just because, I mean, it kind of sucks that you're not like diversifying yourself, but at the same time,
it makes you easily snipeable as well. Because what could happen is, what would happen if Clefable got nicked round 1, and then suddenly Miltank disappeared. And then suddenly, like Hydreigon goes, and Machamp goes, and Nidoqueen goes, and it's like you're now stuck with Pokemon that you don't really use that much. And
yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, if it becomes a hack, it can be exploited. But I suppose in this case, since he did draft those mons, I will say, like those mons by themselves are pretty solid mons. Like Clefable and Miltank especially are just really solid.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the other person who's guilty of this is DK. I know that he drafts a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny, but we are holding up the stream. Hold up, right? Blind Messiah's pick. Let's wait 2 years for this, shall we? Chimecho. So that kind of helps with the psychic weakness.
This is kind of interesting, just because I mean this is the first time I've seen Chimecho drafted, but at the same time,
I mean I think it's screens, it's heal bell,
it's defog,
and defog, nice.
Yeah. Chimecho basically provides Messiah a ground immunity and which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's quite nice. It helps out. I mean, there's other mons that could probably help out a little bit more, but it's a good mon. Well, it's good for NU.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's like obviously one of the things Chimecho Bat is it just has an abhorrent stat line.
Yeah, that is true.
But at the same time, is that it just provides a little bit of utility, which is okay.
DK has gotten triggered in the chat. Yeah, that's right, DK. I said it. About the whole that he uses the same mons all the time.
Alright.
So, zombie drafting Vaporeon. So 2 bulky waters in the same tier, but they do different things, I guess.
Okay, so first off, I'm actually surprised that Vaporeon.
Yeah, considering how quickly Vaporeon disappeared in G.P.B.A draft, this going last round and the last 5 picks as well is really surprising.
So honestly, even though Blastoise and Vaporeon perform different roles utility-wise, they still perform the whole bulky water type role. So I'm seeing a little bit of redundancy in that aspect. Also, actually, I just realized. I mean, I was gonna say maybe drop Blastoise, but then again, he doesn't really have that much removal on his team aside from Gliscor, and that's it.
Yeah, so guy needs to keep Blastoise, but Vaporeon is a nice little wish passer, which I guess is quite nice. You know, kind of wish pass into Mawile or Hooper to kind of keep those big boys healthy.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm just checking if electric or grass weaknesses are apparent.
I mean, I think he's got them pretty well covered.
I suppose. I guess in that sense, maybe having dual water is fine. But I mean, yeah, as I said before, you're basically being a little redundant here. It's like,
I mean,
when it comes to this, I could see either Blastoise coming and Vaporeon not, just because Blastoise provides hazard removal, or vice versa. And in that sense, I could either see one of those two being free agented.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think kind of 2 waters kind of prospers for the bit of an ice weakness that he had going on. With how obviously Tang, Gliscor, Komodo really didn't like it, and I think the only kind of resistance he had was Mawile and Gliscor. So I guess kind of having 2 bulky waters to do with ice is not bad.
That is kind of true, but he also does have Snorlax for that. Also.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot Snorlax has fixed that.
I suppose, but
yeah, I suppose.
I don't know if you would like to be in the same game. Maybe you would. Maybe.
Right. DK's final pick. Arceus. Speed. Yay!
Yet another suicide rocker.
That is
honestly, I would a suicide weather. But yeah,
Archeops is fun.
Yeah, maybe instead of Leafeon, he should have gone Leavanny.
Oh yeah, Leavanny would have been good. That would have been pretty good.
Yeah, Leavanny would have been quite nice because then obviously he could have grabbed a different electric type than Vikavolt.
Yeah.
So DK, you put yeah, about that. What about that, DK? What about that? But yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, it's probably got one of the worst abilities in the game with Defeatist.
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
why? What? It's such a bad ability.
It's like this thing has a pretty impressive stat in either in 140 something, if I recall correctly. 140. It has a pretty good speed stat in 110 and a pretty good attack stat in 140. But yeah, Defeatist kind of sucks for it. And usually I would see this thing being run as a suicide lead. And also, if I recall correctly, I mean, wait, let me check something. Oh, it's like the only reliable flying type stat I think this thing gets is just acrobatics.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't see this thing getting Brave Bird or anything.
Yeah, it's like, of course, Brave Bird would be kind of counterintuitive just because of Defeatist, but at the same time,
I mean, he's got.
he does have Ed Smash. That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, no, but that does like 67% really stupid like that.
Yeah. It's like out of the first Ed Smash.
Like, you're only really hitting hard once, and if you've got banned, you're hitting hard once, then hitting moderately the second time.
I mean, I'll just imagine this thing having Stone Edge rather than Head Smash.
So it would be so nice. I mean, DK does have a fairly good point, like acrobatics with flying gem, but then like
there's no flying gem in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. There's only normal gem.
Oh, never mind. DK gets slapped back down. And with that, let's take a look.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Let's take a look at.
I'd imagine this is what Game Freak was thinking. Why have gems while we have a more overtuned type of gem in Crystal? Let's be real.
That is true. That is true. So, you know how you were moaning that Skeff doesn't have an electric type? He does. It's Raichu.
This is a pretty good electric type.
It is a pretty good electric type. It's nice and quick as well, which kind of helps even out the speeds.
Yeah, it definitely helps out with the speed. Base 110 speed is pretty nice. Actually, now that I think about it, wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, I guess the speed is in speed a little bit just because the speed is only capping out at 110 speed, and Absol, Mega Absol and Raichu are the only mons that are in that speed tier. So if you get a mon or if you got a Scarf for over 110 speed, this can definitely outpace this team.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously there is a little bit of a struggle with Thingy, and he doesn't have sticky web help either. I don't think.
Yeah, he doesn't have webs.
So it could really be an issue.
What's also nice about Raichu is that it does have access to Nasty Plot, which is also pretty nice.
Yeah, Nasty Plot, Grass Knot, Hidden Power Ice,
Focus Blast.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, but I think that's probably about it with Raichu, I reckon.
Yeah.
I mean, no light ball shenanigans for him. So, Vic, what did you draft for your last draft pick? And he grabs Gorgeist. Finally grabs the grass type for his Firewater Grass Core. A nice ghost type.
I've been hearing a lot of love, about Gorgeist. Like, I mean, I forget if this league likes Gorgeist, but in a few other leagues, I've just been seeing a lot of love from Gorgeist, and I suppose it's pretty good just because I guess it's just really good in its bulk.
Yeah, because you can run it in different
Gorgeist forms, which can be interesting when you're EVing it for certain things.
Oh yeah, definitely. It really comes in. It really comes in handy. It's got like stuff like Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Sneak, Seed Bomb.
Yeah,
It's pretty. It is pretty good for what it is. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say maybe it doesn't have access to Wisp,
which is pretty nice.
Yeah, Wisp is really nice. It really helps like shut down things like like Feraligatr on DK's team or like Zygarde.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed is that Golos finally rounds out the Fire Water Grass Core in Vic's team, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Quite nice. He finally picked up a grass type.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So are you ready for the final draft pick?
I'm ready.
Let's enlighten the masses of 4 people. And it is Delphox for Raichu. So he finally gets himself that fire type.
Yeah, fire type to round out the fire water grass core. And I like Delphox. Like it actually has a pretty good speed stat in base 106 speed, I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely above 100. It's definitely above base stat 100. Which is really nice.
104. Okay.
104.
Still
Close enough.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. It gets like Trick with Magician's quite nice as well.
One thing I am noticing is that this does give him double psychics, but let's see. I'm pretty sure knockup he's fine with just because he has mons like Scrafty and Terrakion. Terrakion especially can punish, and also Togekiss.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
And as it relates to Ghost, I mean, I guess maybe it's an issue. I mean, he does only have he has 2 weak and 1 resist, but I guess Scrafty is fine as the resist. Like I guess he just has a little bit of a ghost weakness, but it's not as apparent compared to other teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he can deal with it. Vix put Magician, Power Herb, Solar Beam.
Solar Beam. Yep. I've seen that before, and it's pretty nice.
That is some pretty nice tech. So we got the summary of the round 12 picks. Everyone at home. Damage. What is your favorite mon in this round?
I really like the Raichu here.
See, I like the same type, but I'm going with Heliolisk. Like I really liked the Heliolisk adding.
Heliolisk is pretty good too.
Really nice additions, really nice speed, really nice like pivot. That's quite nice. Like So what about everyone watching at home? What are your favorite mons from this final round? So let's have a look, shall we? Shuckle. There's a Shuckle lover. Shuckle is great. Best pick this round. Easy.
Don't fuck with the Shuckle, boys.
Don't fuck with the Shuckle. Vic likes Incineroar. See, I forgot about Incineroar purely because it just doesn't fit the team. I mean, I love Incineroar, but
Incineroar by itself is great. It's just it didn't really mesh well with the team.
Yeah. DK loves Vaporeon. Vic's joking about Chimecho. Hey man, don't be shitting on Chimecho, son. That's just some good stuff. So we're gonna floss over Z captains right now. So obviously, like Damage said earlier on, you get a Z all, which means they can use any move as long as it's not banned, and you get Z offensive, which means you can only use offensive moves. So starting with the Mediterranean Quagsires, which is of course coached by Ixie, they went for a Z all of Celebi and a Z offensive of Zeraora. You then had a Wellington Ho-Ho coached by Starvin. He went for a Z all of Jirachi and a Z offensive of Zygarde 50%. The Galveston Goals, which is Pales, he went for Z all of Porygon 2 and a Z offensive of Tapu Bulu. Washington Venonats for Word Life, he went for Z all Manaphy and Z offensive Hydreigon. You then had the Swindon Swifts, who is coached by Blind Messiah. He went for Z all Tapu Koko and Z offensive Infernape. Then had Zombie of the Victoria Victinis, Z all Hooper Unbound, Z Snatch coming in, and Z offensive of Kamo. Then had DK Hedera Haxorus. He went for Z all Excadrill and the Z offensive Vikavolt. Skeff of the Blazing Infernapes went for the Z all of Victini and the Z offensive of Decidueye. Vic of the Sydney Shamans went for Z All Alolan Persian and Z Offensive Necrozma. And last but not least, Far Texas Fanfi, coached by Diabetic Raichu. He went for Z Orlando T and Z Offensive Terrakion. So there's definitely a few there that it's questionable.
Yeah, there are a few questionable ones.
Why the fuck is P2?
Yep.
Yeah. Why the
P2 as a Z captain is really
as
considering that you usually
as a Z captain in general, why is it fucking there? But the Z all? Like, hold on. Like,
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Like,
I mean,
when it comes to Porygon 2, Eviolite is the item choice almost 100%. So the fact that that it's listed as a Z captain is pretty strange. Like, let me see if I can. Who are the Gaston goals again?
It's Pales. I mean, he's got Volcanion on that team. Like, Volcanion loves the Z Crystal.
Volcanion is a decent one. Tapu Bulu can arguably. I mean, if we're comparing
Bulu, Mamo, Nihilego.
Nihilego would be okay.
I mean, like half his draft loves the Z Crystal more.
I don't choose the mod of choice.
It makes like no sense. So
it's like what I would love to see Mammothswine as a. It's kind of. I would love to see.
that would be funny as fuck.
Something to super. It's like, because if I recall correctly, I think Buzzwole is one of the females that could switch into Mammothswine. Z-Pack.
Right. So,
but yeah. Aside from that, like most of the Mons, they are just pretty alright as Z captains. Actually, wait a second. Tapu Bulu is the offensive Z captain for the goals. So it's like you couldn't get Mamo, but like there's Mons like Nihilego, Volcania, and then Kling. So yeah, I don't know why Porygon 2.
So unfortunately, there doesn't look like to be a slide for the free agency. So I'm just gonna list them off. So Ixie, he traded out Starmie for Tentacruel, and he traded out Incineroar for Ambipom. Which is quite nice. It helps out with the ghost weakness a little bit by bringing Ambipom, but he did trade out a Ghost Resist for it. One of the things that we never actually picked up on was Pales never had a Mega.
Oh yeah. Wait. Shit.
Yeah, he never drafted a Mega, but he changed that by swapping Volcanion for Mega Manectric.
Okay. And that does give him an electric type.
It does. Which is actually quite nice. Like he's rounded that out, because obviously Volcanion was a double type on both fucking sides, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, and it actually gives him a Mon that's over.
It does indeed.
Only Mon in his team that gives him a Mon over 100 speed.
It's dropped Mespira and Machamp for Cresselia and Gerda. Well, there goes Cheap Champ. That sucks.
Oh.
But he grabbed Cresselia, the Moondog, and Gerda.
He sacrificed a little bit of utility from Mesprit for more bulk, which is pretty interesting.
I mean, I hate his draft even more now because it's Cresselia and Miltank.
Cresselia is pretty thick.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Skef dropped Klefki and Mega Absol for Bisharp and Mega Beach, which is quite nice.
Okay, yeah, so I guess that's the cover double fairy, and Mega Beedrill offers more speed. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. DK immediately after that dropped Archeops for Absol because he really wanted Absol.
Fine.
And then Skef then made another drop of dropping Porygon Z for Staraptor.
Porygon Z for Staraptor. Oh yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a flying type at that point. And Scrappy was just pretty good at just demolishing things because Reckless Braybird. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that rounds off the stream. So I think with both the streams put together, I think it hit 4.25 hours. I think we started at about 8:30 GMT.
We started around 12.
So it's definitely been about like 4 and a bit hours, which is quite nice. I think that's what the other draft videos have been. So it's good that we took about the same amount of time. Obviously, once Vic does the G.P.B.A one, the G.P.B.A one will be coming at you real quick. The G.P.B.A one, I can actually list off the list of G.P.B.A players now for you, just so you know who we're tussling with. So it was new coach Lion, coach of the Alpine Arcanines. You got me, coach of the Enigmatic Elect Mortars. Alan's returned, coaching the SV Dalmanitan 98. Cat's back, coaching the Boston Celebies. Manvinder's here, coaching the London Lucarios. You got Banana Lord coming back, coaching the Minnesota Manetrics. Flips is gracing us with his presence, doing the South Staraptors. Makahuri's coming in, hosting the, and I'm probably going to butcher this, the Guys Born Gengars. You then have Aaron coming in, hosting the Roma Empoleons. And last but not least, you have Mimi coming back to coach the Carolina Pangoros. How do you, is that like Gisborne Gengars? Like Gibbon Gengars? Like
Chessborn Gengars?
Yes, like Chessborn. Is it Chessborn Gengars?
I think I want to say Chessborn.
It's really confusing.
Hmm.
He just did a facepalm in the chat, so I'm assuming I absolutely butchered it. But yeah, that's that is the stream. It's Gisborne. Gisborne? Is that correct? Gisborne?
Gisborne?
You put JIS.
Gisborne?
That's what Vic thought it was. Vic thought it was Gisborne. Say it like Gisbin. Gisbin? Gisborne? Gisborne then. Gisborne. Yeah, Gisborne, basically. Okay, well, the more you know. So yeah, so thanks everyone for sticking with us through the weird Google Hangouts problems. Damage has thankfully added in his lovely input for the stream, carrying as normal. So thank you very much, Damage, for joining me. Obviously, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank Vic again for the slide stream, looking nifty as ever. Liam, obviously, who had the dash after RU. Thanks for his help as well. He's coming back from taking a hiatus, so that's always good to see him back. G.P.B.A draft will be coming at you. Expect after the G.P.B.A, the week 1 to be done pretty quickly. I think we're only waiting for 3 matches out of 10. So hopefully those will be done pretty quickly. We can get the week 1 recap done at you real quick, and then the week 2, and hopefully this will be the full season uploaded, which will be absolutely beautiful. Would be lovely. Right, so Damage, you got any wise words of wisdom before we turn off?
Wise words. 1,000 arrows is a stupid move. Fuck you, Game Freak. Oh.
So yeah. So I've got a tip for you.
Yes.
I completely forgot what I was going to say.
All right.
And on that note, peace.